Good evening, everyone. This is your review for your ACT test tomorrow. And so I'm just going to be going through these fairly quickly. They're going to be mixed up all on your, it's going to be mixed up when you go and take this online. And I have to be very firm. I've gotten a little bit too lenient with cell phones, and so I'm going to have to be very firm with cell phones from now on, and that's my fault. And so anyway, so prepare yourself for the test by studying what I'm talking about here. All right, so we're just starting with this particular question. Tickets from a community center production, okay, $6 each, $8 at the door. Okay, the theater group's goal is at least 2,000 in ticket sales. Okay, for the opening night. The theater group sold 142 opening night tickets in advance. What is the minimum number of tickets they need to sell at the door on opening night to make their goal? Okay, so just be careful, see how much they bought. And I mean, this is something that our theater department is doing right now. Okay, they're selling tickets, okay, for their Grease show, and I can't wait to go see it. It is going to be awesome. So you have a price right here, all right, and then you got some at the door. And so anyway, just look to see how that would work. All right, these particular people own a sandwich shop. On the ACT, if you see a question like this, it's usually dealing with a sandwich shop, clothing options, and ice cream. All right, so there's 5 kinds of meat, 3 kinds of cheese, all right, and 1 type of bread. All right, so how many different ways, okay, how many different options do they have? And you just multiply those numbers out. All right, in this one, we had a problem just like this on the test we just took. I distribute the 12, solve for x. All right. With this one, what do I do with the -2? Plug it in where x is. Again, we had one just like what we just did, where you had the g of x over f of x. G of x was 4, f of x was 1. Okay, and there was an equation for g of x, equation for f of x. And so you just plug it in. Okay, least common multiple. Your calculator will do this problem for you. Okay, you go into math, go over to number, scroll down to where you have LCM. Plug in the 2 first numbers, 30, 20, bam, you get a number, all right? Take that same number with LCM and plug in 70, okay? And it'll tell you what the least common multiple is. These are numbers that we multiply out, okay? And what's the closest one we find? All right. This one, all right, I have triangle with the same sides. Okay, so these 2 sides are the same. All right, now if 2 sides are the same, then the 2 opposite angles are the same. So this side, this angle is equal to this angle right here. Now whenever you see a diagram on the ACT, you know, okay, that what's up here is drawn down here. So a 25 and a 25. Okay, so if these are 25, that equals 50. That means this angle right here is 130. Okay, now I take 180 minus 130 and I get 50. Now I'm in this triangle. These 2 sides are the same. Okay, it's 50 here, 50 here. Solve that. Okay. All right. Number theory. While doing a problem on his calculator, Tom meant to divide a number by 2. Instead, he divided by 2. Okay, what can he do? What calculations can he do, okay, to make it correct? All right, and so again, dealing with number theory and options. All right, 8-sided figure. Okay, each of these has the same, if you add up all these, it's 125. So that means that all the area is the same. They want to know what is the perimeter around. So if all of the boxes are the same, okay, then that means that if I multiply something by something, I get the area of that square. Just to let you know, it's 25. So if The area of each square is 25. What does that make each perimeter like? Okay, and there's 14. 15. Okay, $100 available to buy USB drives. Each USB has a price of $8. He pays a sales tax of 7% for the total amount. What is the maximum number, okay, that he can buy? All right, so $100 available. Okay, each one is 8 with a sales tax. So what's the maximum number? Remember, you can't multiply or divide by a percentage. You got to turn it into a decimal. Okay, 16. Do this in your calculator. I'll just have you look at it. Okay, so if that's how many it can perform, calculations it can perform in a second, then what about this part right here? Okay, to where if it has that many calculations, divided by that. Okay, my equation. All right, so what's the equation? You first got to find y equals, you know that's going to be there, your slope, okay, and you can find slope, and you also have y-intercept, and it's what? So just by looking at this picture, okay, you know it's positive, and you know the y-intercept's 5. Okay, a square is circumscribed around a circle with a 7-foot radius. What is the area of that square? If this touches here and is the radius, then what if this touched right there? And what do we know about radius, the radii of a circle? They're all what? The same. So if I know this is 7, that should tell me what the whole diameter is, and then finding the area. All right. Okay. Okay, 2 workers were hired to begin work at the same time. Worker A, contract called for the starting salary of $20,000 and increased $800 with each year of employment. The other contract, 15-2, with an increase of $2,000 after each year of employment. Okay, which of the following equations could be solved to determine the number of years until B and A are equal? So I would have to set up an equation. Again, when you are comparing 2 like this, you know it's going to be a set amount plus something x equals a set amount plus something x. What is changing at a constant rate? Okay, and so I have 20,000 plus 800x equals, and let you solve the rest. Okay, aha! A right triangle. That should tell us either I've got a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay, and I can tell you ahead of time, that ain't it. Okay, this is just wanting to know, okay, how high is this part right here? And I lied. No, it really is. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And what is always c? It's the what? Listen up. Let me hear you. Yeah, it's the hippopotamus. Okay, the hippopotamus is always c. Okay, and you can solve it from there. All right. 115% of a number is 460. Okay, 115% of a number is 460. What is 75% of that number? So 115% of x equals 460. Can you multiply or divide with a percentage? No! You got to change it to a what? You got to change it to a decimal. So we have 1.15 x equals 460. Okay? And then they want to know 75% of that number. And I'll let you do the rest. Okay, now, you have to FOIL this, okay? You know how to FOIL. Combine your like terms. All right, what are A, B, and C? Where A, B, and C are integers. Okay, then what is A plus B plus C? All right, so they want to know the numbers in front of each of these. If we were to add them together, what would it be? It just wants to know if you can FOIL and then add. You can do that. All right. Barb is going to cover rectangular area, 8 feet by 10. Okay. with rectangular paving blocks that are 4 by 8, okay, to make a flat patio. What is the maximum number of paving blocks she will need to if all of the paving blocks will face the same direction? All right, and so you got to figure out, because do you really need to know, okay, if it's how deep it is, each block is? No, not on this one. But be very careful. This is 8 feet by 10 feet. These are 4 inches by 8 inches. So you probably need to change this to what? Yeah, change that to inches. All right, 26. What is the slope? When it's given to you like this on the ACT, you know it's negative what? Okay, this is AX plus BY equals C. Okay, and so what is my slope? Negative A over B. So I have a minus negative 14 over 6. You're going to reduce. You have 2 negatives. You tell me what to do. All right. Okay, let's see if we miss some. Oh, there's one. Okay. I'm not going to tell you how to solve it. I'm just going to magically draw a line right there. And you solve it. Or I could draw a line right there. And you solve it. It's up to you. All right. Yep. Oh, okay. Distribute, combine like terms. We did that one. Oh, we did that one too. Okay. So let's go to this one. All right. So now this is where you have to compare area. Okay. So these two players are playing darts in the garage. Okay. The radius of the outside circle is 10. Okay, so if I know if I'm from here to way out here, it's 10. And each of the other circles have 2 inches smaller. So with each turn, that's going to go to 8, that's going to go to 6, that's going to go to 4. All right. And Thomas only had 1 dart left to throw and needs at least 30 points. So he's got to get it somewhere in here in order to win. Okay, now assuming his dart hits a random point within a single region on the board, what is the % chance that he will win the game? Well, I would be comparing the total area, okay, divided by this area. All right, if distance D, okay, accelerating an object, travels in t seconds, okay, and it's given the equation. All right, where A is the acceleration rate in meters per second, okay, just per second squared. If a car accelerates from a stop rate of 20 meters, okay, so what are we looking at? Okay, we're looking at 20 meters per second and travels a distance, there we go, 80 meters. About how many seconds will it take the car to travel? Okay, so if I've got a car accelerates and d distance, if I read the equation really well, I'll be able to know which point to put where. All right, okay, survey in a study. Okay, now we're going to be using this, so I'm going to go just question by question by question. All right. There are 20 responses summarized by the histogram below, okay? So the number of students, okay, is the Y, and the number of hours is that, okay? And so it's study skills, all right? So there were 2 people who studied less than an hour. There were 5 people that studied 1 hour to 2 hours. There were 6 people that studied 2 to 3, okay, and then you see each one from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and so on, okay? What fraction of students responded that they had spent less than 3 hours studying? Well, I'm going to take all of these people right here and put them over the total. All right, next one. Teacher decides to show the data in a circle graph, pie chart. What should be the measure of the central angle for those studying for 3 hours. Okay, so if it's a pie chart, again, it's going to look at what percentage. Now, how many degrees are in a circle? 360. So if I have the percentage of the amount of people right at 3 hours, it's these people right here, okay, over the total, that's going to give me my answer. All right, and then the last one. To the nearest tenth of an hour, what is the average number of hours for the 20 survey responses? Okay, well, again, I have 20 people total. Okay, see who studied what and how. All right, this one. Pentagon has 5 diagonals as shown below. Okay, so what a diagonal is however many times you can go from one point to another point, okay, on this particular shape. Now, you do not want to overlap. All right, so that's starting there. If I start here, I'm going to go here and here and there and there and there. Okay, and then I'll go to this one. And then I'll go to this one, and you'll start to pick up on a pattern. All right. Okay, so bottom of a basket is parallel to the ground. Okay, and a taut tether line is 144 feet. So from right here to right here, 144 feet. This is the what across from the right angle? I'll let you answer that. And 72 degrees from the ground. Which of the following expressions gives the distance in feet from the center of the bottom of the balloon all the way down here? Now, hey, dude, you mind sharing? Sure, dude. Anytime. Y'all remember that? Possibly? Maybe? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Maybe sine opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, or tangent opposite over adjacent. So here is my angle. So it's either sine, cosine, tangent, and this is 72 degrees, and I'm way over here. All right, so it's the opposite. All right, and you'll go from there. All right, coordinates of the endpoints, GH, in the standard coordinate plane, all right, are this. What is the x-coordinate of the midpoint? Again, midpoint formula, have it up on the board. Now, you won't have it on the test, but you just got to find what's the midpoint between there and there. All right. I'll let you kind of work that one out. Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad. Okay, I think we're going to go. Is this the end? No, here we go. Okay. In the figure below, okay, DEF is along this line. Okay, so it's written out for me, and they need to know what that is. Well, if I know this is 148, I can find this angle. And if that's 140, I can find that angle. And if I know two sides of the triangle, I can find the last one. All right, okay, so here we go. Don't look at the next one. All right, and let me just make sure that we have covered. Oh, did I get that one? I can't remember if I did. Okay, so they're going to ask you, which of the following set of real numbers such that, all right? And you're just going to, it's going to give you options, and you're going to plug them in. It's an empty set. There are no numbers, okay? Can X ever be a number that if I add 5 to it, it's less than 3? Yeah, it might be, but you got to be careful. It's got to be the same number, so pay attention to it. All right, we did that one. Okay, when asked his age, the algebra teacher said, okay, the algebra teacher said, if you square my age, then subtract 23, it's 50. Okay? Well, you would have to be subtracting a whole more than 23, okay, for if it were me. All right? So, the result is 50. All right? Just set it up just the way it says. Okay? If you square my age, do we know the age? And then what do I do with it? All right, we talked about that one. Similar triangles have a ratio of 3 to 5. The sides of the smaller triangle measure 3 and 5 and 7. What is the perimeter of the larger triangle? Okay, so if it's a 3 to 5, then the larger one, it must be a 3 to 5. All right? So if it's a 3 to 5, so for every 3 that it is over on the small one, it's 5 over here on the bigger one. All right? Okay. Next one. Okay. Let m and n be two positive integers such that m is less than n. Got to think about that one. Okay, to where m is less than n. Okay, and they're just going to have a lot of inequalities. Plug in a number for here. Okay, m is 7. Okay, what number is greater than 7? 9. All right. We did that one, we did that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, yep. We did that one too. Yep. We did that one. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. Oh, here we go. Do you know what to do here? Yes, you do. All right. This one. Okay, logic statement. All right. Okay, this one. You had. All right, this one. Yeah, you know what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You know what to do. But whenever you have a negative, what do you have to do with it? Got to put it in what? All right. Next one. Okay. Test average. Last one. Set up a ratio. All right. That should be the end. If you watch this, thank you so much. It is only 22 minutes, and I think that is more than fair. All right. And for those of you watching this and have stood all the way to the end and actually listened, all right, the password is Bon Jovi. So, tomorrow, when you finish with your test and it comes through and you come to me and say the password and don't tell anyone, all right? But tell me the password, and I know you watch this, 10 extra points on your test. Boom! That's right. Okay, hope you have a good evening. I had to make this somewhat interesting because going over math questions can be absolutely mind-numbing. So, anyway, hope you're having a great night. Here it is, and we are signed off. See you tomorrow, and good luck.